Yeah, I'm sitting on this old stump, baby, and I got a worried mind. Yeah, I'm sitting on this old stump, baby, and I got a worried mind. Yeah, I'm gonna find my baby. Lord, I lose my life trying. Yeah, I shot $5. I caught a point blank line. Yeah, I shot $5 on a point blank line. Yeah, I stopped that 6-bar, baby, and that tree come flying. Yeah, I hear my hamstrings popping and my collar's crying. Yeah, I feel my hamstrings popping and my collar's crying. No, I can't stay happy, Lord, when my baby's down the line. No, you're never gonna do me like my buddy Shine. No, you're never gonna do me like you did my buddy Shine. You know you worked him down the levee till he went stone blind. A little bit of Big Bill Broonzy, everybody. I will be king. You will be queen. 'Cause your loving will drive them away. Hey, we can beat them just for one day. Yeah, we can be heroes just for one day. You can be mean, and I drink all of the time. 'Cause we're lovers, that is a fact. Yeah, we're lovers, that is that. Though nothing will keep us together, we could steal time just for one day. Yeah, we can be heroes forever and ever. I wish I could swim like the dolphins. Dolphins can swim. Though nothing will keep us together, we can beat them forever and ever. Oh, we can be heroes just for one day. There we have it, a couple of little songs for you, everybody. So great to see you. Presumably there are a few people here today. We have Paul, and we got Preston, and we got Jeff, and we've got little Daniela with us tonight as well. So there are a few people with us, which is always a good sign. So how are you all doing? Are we all good today? Are we all keeping safe and well? How many of us are fed up with this corona then? Right, okay, we've got a couple of people here. We've got Dave from Bolton, and Preston has enjoyed that little kind of opening kind of little couple of songs there. We've got Paco, we've got Iffy, and we got Pat Murphy. Nice to see you, Patsy. And we've got Palmer, great Big Bill, and we've got Eric. We've got, hey, great, this is all good. We've got Keith, and we've got quite a few people essentially, and I hope Julie Flowers there somewhere. I haven't seen her, but I can bet my bottom dollar she's going to be there. I know she's going to be there. She ain't going to be too far away. and we got Petulia, we got Marco, we got Brian Daniels, and we got Bob Williams, and we got Cynthia. Bonjour, Cynthia. Got in New York this morning, baby, about 9:30. I got to New York this morning, baby, about 9:30. Avalon's my hometown, it's always on my mind. I said Avalon's my hometown, it's always on my mind. Pretty mamas in Avalon, they want me there all the time. When a train left Avalon, throwing kisses, waving at me. When the train left Avalon, throwing kisses, waving at me. This ain't come back, Daddy, stay right here with me. Avalon's a small town, no great big range. Avalon's a small town, it's got no great big range. The pretty mamas in Avalon sure will spend your change. New York's a good town, but it's not for me. I said New York's a good town, but it's not for me. I'm going back to Avalon with the pretty mamas and me. Little bit of Avalon blues for you there, a little bit different. I don't know if I got a chance to play that the other day with the live blues gig, but it's always nice to play that little song by Mississippi John Hurt, and it's my own slant on the song, so it's kind of nice to try and do that when you're playing some of these songs. Try and put something of yourself on them. I think that's really, really worthwhile if you possibly can, yeah? Always try and do that. I think it's a good bit of advice if I say so myself. So, we got Kent here as well, which is fantastic to see Kent, our long-time supporter, Kev Love and Marco Vincinetti, Terry Cook, Julie Flower, yeah, Colin White and Joe just snapped a string and had them for a year. Is it better to change all the strings? Sure is. You don't want strings on your guitar for more than a year, Colin. That's a long, long time. All right, so what was I going to say now? Let me have a little think. Yeah, I'm going to play a little Beatles song for a little lady over in Australia. She knows who she is. She likes the Beatles. I like the Beatles, and this is for her. Okay. Blackbird singing in the dead of night, Take these broken wings and learn to fly all your life. You were only waiting for this moment to arise. Blackbirds singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly all your life. You were only waiting for this moment to arise. Blackbird flies, blackbird flies into the light of a dark black night. Blackbird flies, blackbird flies into the light of a dark black night. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see all your life. You were only waiting for this moment to be free. You were only waiting for this moment to be free. You were only waiting for this moment to arrive. Bit of Blackbird with a couple of mistakes for you there. And it's always nice to kind of be able to play through those instances, because you know you're always going to, if when you're playing, the worst thing you can do if you make a mistake is stop. Never do that. Always carry on and get into the habit of carrying on, because everybody makes mistakes. It doesn't matter who you are. We all make mistakes, and it's just important to keep on going through, because what happens is, if you stop when you're playing, when you make a mistake, you'll get into the habit of stopping every time you make a mistake. And in the real world, that's just not something you can do. You've got to push on irrespective. And I think there's another kind of lesson which is worth bearing in mind, is that when you're playing, sometimes you will have noticed this yourself probably. You'll have days where you play better than other days. And that's just a very, very natural thing. So, sometimes you'll play very, very well. Other times you'll pick it up and it just doesn't seem to happen. But see that as maybe a challenge, because if you pick it up when you're having a bad day, let's say, it's a real challenge for you to try and turn that around into being a good day. And it can be done. You know, I've gone out to play many gigs feeling I'm really not up for this. I don't, you know, my hands aren't working, I'm just not in the mood for it and stuff like that. That's how I'm kind of feeling. But, you know, once time starts and you have to play, you have to get on with it. And there's no point kind of sitting there thinking, oh, I don't really feel like this. You've got to kind of make the most of every opportunity that you get to play and just try and turn it around. And I think that's another good tip, really, to just try and, you know, turn a bad situation into a good one. I'm always here to try and give you some inspiration. That's my main kind of reason for being. If I can help some of you play the guitar and get better on the guitar and inspire you to pick up your guitar, then I'm a very, very happy person, because that's, you know, it gives me such great pleasure to know that I've helped a lot of people play the guitar. It's really tremendously satisfying. So there's a couple of things I'd like to say. It's my 3-year anniversary over on Patreon on Monday, And I cannot believe how quickly that time has passed by. It's just gone incredibly quickly. But I'd just like to say a massive thanks to everybody who supported me over the years. You could be a past supporter or a present supporter or a supporter who's been with me through all that time, and there are many of you there. And I really want to extend my most sincere thanks to you all. You've made a tremendous difference to what I'm able to do with my guitar teaching, and I just wanted to thank you all tremendously for that, because what it's meant fundamentally is that I can take more time away from work and dedicate it to helping people with their guitar. So I really am very, very grateful to you all for that, and long may it continue. And that enables me to continue on with the teaching. Now, I don't know if you've kind of been following my videos lately, but I've put a couple of good videos out lately, if I say so myself. I did a Jimi Hendrix one, which has been my most popular video to date, which has been a kind of surprise. It is and it isn't, in a sense. It's a very, very popular song, Hey Joe, no pun intended. But it's a very, very popular song. So if you haven't looked at that, you might like to check it out, because everybody else seems to be having a look at that one. It's really nice. You know, you got this lovely kind of intro on it where you got this. Yeah, it's got that intro, and then you're into the main song. Hey Joe, where you going with that gun in your hand? Gonna shoot my old lady. You know I caught her messing around with another man. Hey Joe, where you going with that gun in your hand? So you might want to look at that. It's quite an interesting little song. It's not that difficult, actually. For the beginners out there, if you're just looking to strum your way through the song, it's just G to a D, A, and E. So it's like, actually it starts on a C chord, after you've done all this. After you've done all that business, you're just in, if you want to forget all that, if you're a beginner, and just really strum through the song, then you can do that just by playing the C chord, to a G chord, to a D chord, to an A chord, and back to an E chord. Have you got your guitars handy? Let me just see if you've all got your guitars here. Let's have a little look. You've been playing it, Julie, that's good. Been a good lesson, yeah, and that's still at top of the blues list now. I'm a blues man. That's great, Preston. I'm glad you're having some fun with this one. So, have you all got your guitars handy? Are we going to kind of have a little play along? Why don't we have a little go through the chords on Hey Joe? I don't know if anybody would like to do that. J'adore. I wish I could speak French. That would be really good, Cynthia. I don't know what I wish is, but parler français. You know, I really do wish I could speak. Ready to go. Leo's ready there. I didn't know you were there. Gibbo's ready. Marco's drinking beer. Okay. How the devil are you people? Dave Clark. Okay, so we've got a few people here. We're ready. All right. So I'll do the intro and you come in on the chords. All right. G, hey Joe, D, A, where you going? E, with that gun in your hand. E, C, hey G, D, where you A, with your E. One more time. You've got a C to a G, to a D, to an A, to an E. One more. C, G, D, A, and E. C, G, A and E. I'm hoping you're good with that now. There we go. Hey Joe, where you going with that gun in your hand? I'm gonna shoot my old lady. You know I caught her messing around with another man. Hey Joe, where you going with that gun in your hand? So there we go, a little bit of Jimi Hendrix for you there. It can be done on the acoustic, yeah? It just shows, you know, a lot of these electric songs work on the acoustic, and that's why if you look at a lot of my videos over on YouTube, you'll find that a lot of them have been originated on electric guitar, that being one, Brothers in Arms being another one, but there's quite a lot of them. So, you know, sometimes you can give yourself a little bit of a challenge and do something interesting by trying to translate an electric guitar song into a kind of, you know, acoustic based song. So that's something worth looking at, yeah? So, what else? Let me see now. Okay, I want to touch on something briefly here for kind of Marco, Gibbo, Dave Clark. I've always wanted to play this. You're making me sound good. Yeah. Eric, great fun, John. Very encouraging for me. Did it. Fun. Nice one, Preston. It's great when we all have a little play along. Really, really good. I really do enjoy that, yeah? And I've got a couple of ideas for another play along as well, which we can, because I kind of have a very, very mixed bag of abilities on the Joe Show. We have beginners and we have kind of, you know, a little bit more than beginners, and then we have intermediate, and then we have some advanced players. So there's a real wide range of people playing the guitar. So I like to do something relatively simplistic for the beginners to do a strum along. You know, I don't really want to exclude anybody. It's great to involve everybody, basically, okay? So what I want to show you now is something that is for kind of all of you, really. If you're basic, now you may have come across this in some of the lessons that I've done before, but you know this kind of blues idea, this kind of... Very, very basic, but it's surprising how many people can't do that nice and evenly with a kind of real nice feel, okay? So you will be amazed at the amount of songs you will be able to play if you just get that basic 12-bar blues thing down in its most basic form, okay? You can take it all over the place. Eric Clapton's played so many songs just using that kind of shuffle sound. And all we're doing, right, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because I want you to take it away and bring it back to me next week. And we can kind of incorporate it in our play along, you know, where we all play along. And so I'm going to give something for the beginners, and I'm going to give something for the more intermediate to advanced players as well. So there's going to be a little something for everybody here, okay? So for you beginners, all you're looking to do is place your index on the 5th string of the 2nd fret. And all you're going to be doing is putting this ring finger on the 4th fret, 5th string, okay? Now that for some people is a real challenge to go between 2 and 4 because your fingers, these muscles in between your fingers haven't quite developed if you haven't been playing very long. But anyhow, this is something that you really want to look to try and work with through the week. And when we come back next week, maybe you will have made some progress. I don't know, maybe all of you can do this, you know, I'm not entirely sure. You'll be able to tell me, okay? But yeah, you've got it. You've got this blues homework. It is homework, okay? So what we're looking at, if we count 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, well, that 2 is where we put the ring finger on the 4th fret, okay? Everything else, it's on the 2nd fret, 5th string. So let me show you what I mean. We got 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. You got it? See that ring finger on the 2? 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Now to go to the A chord, very, very simple. Before we do go to the A chord, let me just point out that when we're playing the E, we're just playing the 5th and the 6th strings. That is all we're playing, okay? So you don't need to bar anything. It might look like I'm barring here, but I'm not, yeah? I'm just playing the 5th string, all right? 2nd fret, okay? So we're looking to play the 5th and 6th strings. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Now when we go to the A, we just drop it down. Okay, and now our index finger is on the 4th string of the 2nd fret, and it's going between 2 and 4 again. But this time it's a bit trickier because we've got to avoid the E string, this top string, because if we play that, it's going to sound rubbish. So we've got to try and avoid that. So you can just rest your thumb here if you want, and that'll stop it from sounding. Yeah, like so. All right. Because now we're just looking to hit the 5th and the 4th strings and play 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and back to E. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Then we play a B7 chord. I'm guessing you all know what a B7 chord is, right? Then we go back to our A, which is the 4th string, yeah? And then we go back to the E. All right? Haha, we have radio silence. That's always a good... I can see the comments have completely disappeared. I'm guessing we're all very, very focused, okay? Now then, for the more intermediate players, okay, we're looking to go... We're not using a plectrum. So if you're intermediate, we're going to drop the plectrum and we're going to play. So I want you guys who are a bit more advanced to do it with your thumb. Okay, so I want you guys who consider yourself to be a little bit more intermediate. You're going to play the shuffle. Okay, so I want you to do that. Try and do. Okay. Okay, Leo, if you must, okay, but you've got to break away from the plectrum, because when you break away from the plectrum, it opens up a whole new world of fingerstyle guitar. And you can do it if you try. It's not too difficult. Okay, so you intermediate people are going to be going... Okay, so let's have a little go at it, right? Just a couple of kind of, let's just do a few minutes, all right, and try and play this blues. And then maybe you can spend a bit of time on this through the week, and when we come back next week, we'll have a little blues kind of jam, yeah? Using these different techniques, okay? So we'll just go nice and slow just to give you a kind of idea for it, okay? So we got 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Now we go to A. B7, A, E. Okay, that's good. Let's do it again. 1 and 2 and 1. A. E. B7. A. E. Now what we're going to do is a little turnaround. Okay, and all we're doing there is we're playing the second string on the 3rd fret and the 3rd string on the 4th fret, and we're just playing 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 1. And then we play a B7 moved up, 1 fret and drop down. Okay, so let me play that for you one more time slowly. So that's a nice little ending. It's a little turnaround to bring you back into your blues. All right, one more time. Alright, so something for you to practice. I guess a lot of you, if you've been watching my lessons, you'll be very, very familiar with a lot of that stuff, yeah? It's very, very basic, but you know, there's a song I've been kind of practicing for a lesson, which is it's kind of a Patreon lesson, right? So let me just kind of play you a little bit of it, right? It's a Robert Johnson song, and it's called When You've Got a Good Friend, yeah? I'll just play you a little bit of it. When you got a good friend that will stay right by your side. When you got a good friend that will stay right by your side. Give her all of your spare time, love and treat her right. I mistreated my baby, I can't see no reason why. I mistreated my baby, I can't see no reason why. Every time I think about it, I just wring my hands and cry. Oh, could be wrong, but could be right. She's a brown-skinned woman, sweet as a girlfriend can be. So the kind of point I'm trying to make with this is that I could spend hours and hours and hours and days and weeks and months and years just on that shuffle. In fact, it's quite interesting. I recently heard Eric Clapton talking about these kind of Robert Johnson songs. And he echoed that. I mean, he was saying that it's quite easy to spend a lifetime just perfecting some of these techniques. I think people tend to think of this as just, yeah, it's a very basic thing. But it's actually not. It's actually quite a kind of, you know, if you want to get it, say, very authentic, then it can be quite a tricky thing. So yeah, you can spend a lot of time on that shuffle. So hopefully you'll spend a little bit of time, like we were saying, just in that basic shuffle. And then we can come back and you know, kind of see how we go along with that. It'd be good to spend a little bit of time playing that one together. Now another little one which we've kind of looked at in the past, which would make a good play along for us, you know, because you know we can include the beginners as well, which is really, really nice. I like to do that. I don't really want to exclude anybody by playing, and I don't want it to be boring for the kind of intermediate players, so it's a very difficult balance to try and get. But I don't know if you remember me talking about this How Long Blues. Does anybody remember that? Don't know if you do. But it's basically a very simple one. It's how long, baby, how long has that evening dream been gone? How long, baby, how long, baby, how long? I feel disgusted, I feel so bad, thinking about the good time that I once had. How long, how long, baby, how long? So maybe you can incorporate that into your kind of, and sing along those lyrics, and then when we come back next week we can do a bit of How Long Blues. I think that'd be really, really good. Really, really good. So yeah, that's something I wanted to touch on. It's very difficult because there's always so much to cover in these shows, and I always find myself running out of time. So it's kind of it's a difficult one to fit all these little different things in. Okay, now another thing that I wanted to touch on, and this is, tell you what I'm going to do first. Actually, I'll play a song, because sometimes I can just spend the whole kind of lesson, the whole show teaching stuff, when sometimes it's kind of nice. Okay, so let me kind of. Yeah, I always get this wrong for some reason. If I mistreat you, girl, sure don't mean no harm. If I mistreat you, girl, sure don't mean no harm. Just a motherless child, don't know right. You know what? I'm going to start again. Sorry about that, folks. After all, it is the Joe Show. I can do that. After telling you all to carry on. No, but what it is with this one is I always seem to start it on the 4th fret when it should be on the 5th fret. If I mistreat you, girl. It's sometimes a hard thing that, you know, when you start a song, to pitch it perfectly. It can be quite a challenge, as you're seeing tonight. If I mistreat you, girl, I sure don't mean no harm. If I mistreat you, girl, I sure don't mean no harm. Just a motherless child, don't know right. Please tell me, pretty mama, honey, where you stayed last night. Please tell me, pretty mama, honey, where you stayed last night. Well, you didn't come home till the sun was shining bright. I had to go so far, girl, to get my ham bones boiled. Had to go so far, girl, to get my ham bones boiled. Well, he's had a lot of women gonna let my ham bone burn. Well, I did more for you, girl, than your daddy ever done. Well, I did more for you, girl, than your daddy ever done. Well, I gave you my jewelry, he ain't gave you. And when you see two women, yeah, running hand in hand. But when you see two women, yeah, running hand in hand, you can bet your bottom dollar one's with the other's man. Well, I'm going to the river, get me a 10 rocking chair. I'm going to the river, get me a 10 rocking chair. And if the blues overtake me, wanna ride away with them. Yeah, God, I haven't got my singing voice on tonight, I'm afraid, folks. I'm doing my best, but it's struggling to hit those notes a little bit. Never mind. Never mind, let me have a little drink. So, how are we all doing here now? There we go. Everybody's having a little bit of a chat here. I'll have the pig's foot. Yeah, that'll be nice. Okay. So, one thing I wanted to point out to you is that I get asked quite a lot of the time how best to start finger picking and things like that. You know, what pattern to play and things of that nature. And I mean, my general advice really with that kind of stuff is, rather than picking out patterns and things like that, think of the artists that you like and then just try and learn some of those songs. Now, that being said, if you take an open tuning, okay, I'm in open D tuning. And the thing with an open tuning is that you can really practice, you know, your right hand without thinking about your left hand. And obviously it's the right hand which is doing all the picking and stuff. So with an open tuning, it gives you this kind of opportunity to just, and you know, just kind of, even if you're doing an alternating bass, say 6/4, something like that, it still sounds musical if you're in an open tuning, and not so if you're in standard tuning. And you can just, you know, that's an alternating bass, but it could equally be it could be anything really, essentially. It's just that it sounds a little more musical if you're in open tuning and you want to get started with finger picking. So we have an open chord, depending upon the tuning that you're in. Like I say, in this case, it's open D. So this is a D chord that I'm playing. Now, if we bar up on the 5th fret, okay, well, if we bar anywhere, we have major chords, okay? So let's just say we want to kind of practice a little bit of finger picking, just doodling, just, you know, trying to entertain ourselves and find something a little interesting. Well, we play this open chord. Now I'm just picking anything, okay? That's for the open chord. Then we go to the 5. Then off again. Then we go to 7. 5. Open. See, it sounds a little musical, okay? And you can just doodle away till your heart's content. The important thing is your timing. See, that's the most fundamental thing, because if that isn't flowing, then it won't really sound very good. So it's important to 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, this type of feel. Do that. You might just be the thumb to start with, and then you'll start. You start adding maybe some fingers. Then we go to the 7, the 5, and then open. And so you can take that a real long way. You can actually really develop some lovely kind of finger style patterns of your own, you know, without anybody telling you. You can just be nice and slow, or it can be quick. The important thing is, as I've already pointed out, whatever the tempo you play, it has to be consistent, like a metronome. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Can't be off the beat, because it will sound odd. And the other thing about that is that if you practice that kind of thing, okay, if you practice that one thing, the beauty of that is you can then also kind of do your open chord, put a bottleneck on. Yeah, so you can fool around with a bottleneck, basically, is what I'm kind of saying. Unfortunately, I mean, the thing is, what you got to remember about the bottleneck is that if you've got a low action on your guitar like I have with this, you're going to get all kinds of unpleasant noises. You do need those strings a little bit kind of, you know, not too close to the fingerboard. That's the only problem. The other thing is that if you want to delve, I'm going to be doing some lessons over at Patreon slide for anybody who's interested. I'm going to teach you all a Blind Willie McTell song, Wake Up Mama. It's a lovely, lovely song, and it's about time I covered some slide. So coming back to what we were saying here, we have that open chord there. Now it's the same here on the 12th fret. So you can really kind of have a little bit of fun with one of these things, or without one, you know, like I say. You can kind of... So, don't want to spend too long on that, but I've had a lot of questions about how to get started on finger picking. That can make it a little bit more interesting, because if you do that in standard tuning, it doesn't sound particularly interesting. In fact, it doesn't sound too great at all. So maybe just tune to something like Open D and have a little bit of a fool around with that. And you could find yourself really getting lost in that. And I think that's the secret with the guitar. I was thinking about this earlier on today, and I think about it quite a lot actually, about the things which keep people focused, and kind of why do some people pick up the guitar, say like myself, and stick with it for 40 years, and why do some people put it down again? It's quite an interesting question. And some of the kind of things I've been thinking about that is that it's about keeping yourself interested primarily. That's a really, really important thing, to try and just keep yourself interested and curious, and to keep what you're doing as being fun and enjoyable. Obviously, anything we enjoy doing, we're going to keep carrying on doing. I think sometimes people think, oh, goodness me, I've been playing for 5 minutes and I can't play like Jimi Hendrix. This isn't really what I expected. That's an exaggeration, obviously. But I think some people do kind of misunderstand it and think that they want to be doing things in 5 minutes. It takes time. But I think if you enjoy the time you spend on the instrument, then you'll reach all of those goals that you want to play. So it's very, very important that you stick with it and you do not put it down for a long time. Very, very important to keep picking it up, and even on days when you're not particularly feeling like it, just have a little doodle, might be for 10 minutes, and pop it down. I think it's about developing a habit as well around it. Because, once you do develop this relationship with it and playing the guitar on a regular basis, it's a friend for life. I've said this many times. It's something which can carry you through some of your darkest moments, your happiest moments. It's just there through thick and thin, and all the good times and the bad times. So, I think it's worth playing from that point of view. Yeah, so these open tunings can be a lot of fun, and they can really, really help kind of develop your style. So it's never too early to make a start on these things. This thing sounds difficult, but it's actually not. It's actually simpler than what it sounds. Yeah. I mean, look, you can see what my fingers are doing. I suppose that the bulk of it is in the right hand, because when you look at the left hand, there's nothing happening really. Yeah, so do spend a little bit of time practicing slowly, and just remember the one golden rule you want to remember is timing. Yeah, timing is king. Without it, nothing's going to sound particularly great. So speed isn't important. Okay, I'm speeding it up and playing a little bit quick. Yeah, you can kind of do that when you can play a little bit, but it can sound lovely really slow as well. Still really nice. If it has that timing, that's all it takes. So speed isn't important, it's just the timing. Yeah, I think that's what's really important. That's the one thing that I would say is very, very important. So one other final thing I wanted to touch on as well is that I've had quite a few inquiries about like lessons and things like that. For anybody who's interested, I've got a couple of slots which have come up. So I've got a little bit of availability on Mondays. So if anybody's interested, get in touch with me. You probably know how to do that. I'll pop a link down below with my email in or something like that, but you can find that over at YouTube and places. But it is very, very limited. So if that's something that you're interested in, do contact me. Don't be shy. There's nothing to be shy about. I mentioned this earlier on in the week. Some people said, yeah, they'd quite like to do that, but they'd feel a little bit shy and go to pieces. A teacher can kind of see through that. So just don't worry too much about that. If you think you would benefit from a one-to-one lesson, then I'm just putting that out there so you can kind of do that should you wish to. Guys, it's been fantastic having you here with me again tonight. I really, really do appreciate it. I hope that you've enjoyed it. I don't really. How have you been finding it tonight, anyway? Lead Belly, you're here. You were mentioned that you mentioned that I think you've been learning Vestapol, yeah? I seem to remember you saying, which is really, really brilliant. You're very, very welcome, Dixie Tiger. Okay, I want to say a hello now to everybody and a goodbye to everybody who's taken the time to join me tonight. So we've got Dixie Tiger, and we've got Keith Skelton, George James Knight, Warlock, The Grace, and Overcomer. Okay, so that's nice to have some new people here as well. Don't forget to tell your friends and your family and, you know, things like that. The more the merrier. If we can have a little bit of a play along each week and do our usual thing, play a few songs and things. Don't forget, guys, I want this show to be about what you'd like to see. Sometimes I feel I'm kind of doing the show on the basis of the things that I think you would like to see. And so it's only through your comments and things that I can truly understand the aspects of the show that you really enjoy. So please share those with me, because I'm always interested to know about things like that. I want to be bringing a show to you that you enjoy from beginning to end. So that's very, very important to me. Okay, and we've got K-Teb there as well. Going to watch now, K-Teb 8. That's nice. A new viewer. Julie, don't know why called Vestapol, but the guy migrated to America from Liverpool. La 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 la. Wrote Spanish Fandango. Okay, The Second Cry. What was the name of that song? That was called Vestapol, if you mean that one. If you mean that one. Okay, Fede, and we got Leo Gibson. Hey, Leo, thanks ever so much, Leo. It's great to have you as usual and everything. I really appreciate you all taking the time out. Night Warlock, that's always good to see you. I think a visit to the Isle of Wight is in order when lockdown finishes. Joe does his gigs live again. Yeah, don't forget, guys, I've got no gigs at the moment. And so I did want to extend a special thanks to everybody who supported me on the live gigs. And I'd like to do another one. I was thinking of perhaps doing another kind of Beatles evening, a 60s, 70s evening maybe. Would that work? A 60s to maybe the 2000s? So we're taking the Beatles and the Stones and some of the modern things like the Verve and David Gray and, I don't know, Crowded House, bands like that. Would you like to have a show like that perhaps next time? I'd be interested to know either way. So please put those comments down below. I'd love to bring another live gig to you. As I say, I'm unable to play at the moment because of the lockdown, but that's helped me out tremendously. So I would like to bring another live show to you. And there's some great people here who are always supporting me. And yeah, everybody seems to. Well, it's great to have you all here. What can I say? YouTube, Aaron, could we have a Smith's number, please? Maybe Big Mouth Strikes Again. David Gray, Bob Dylan. Yeah, sure. Well, maybe you donate, I think, via GoFundMe. I think it is, George. There's actually a link below this video which is still live, I think, to donate and things. But for the gigs, it's done via GoFundMe. But I think you can make the payment via PayPal should you wish to. Mick, 31, you're very welcome. Cynthia, bonsoir to you. Simon Richard, Dylan Seekers. Yeah, you like your Dylan, don't you? I haven't really done a Jumping Jack Flash. I know Leo wants a little bit of the old Stones. Oh, open tuning. I wondered what was happening. I'll try and get a bit of Stones for you, Leo. It's been a while since I was in a rock band, but I think... no, I'm thinking... AC/DC. Yeah, I think AC/DC is a bit like that, isn't it? Living easy, living free. Season ticket on one-way ride. Asking nothing, let me be. Taking everything in my stride. Don't need a reason, don't need a rhyme. Ain't nothing I would rather do. Going down, party time. My friends are gonna be there too. Everybody, I got a highway to hell. Highway to hell. Highway to hell. Highway to hell. Don't stop me. Don't get me started on heavy metal at this time of night. Okay, guys, it's great to, as I say, thanks ever so much for joining me. I really, really hope you'll leave a few comments after this, okay? Hey, thanks everybody. Thanks, Daniela. It's great to see you here. I know it's a crazy time there. Thanks for joining me. Really appreciate that. Adios, Palmer. Take care, Terry. Getting a nice acoustic guitar, trying a shutdown. Yeah, speak to me about that, Terry. You can always contact me. John L. Hurt, peace out. Daniela, take care, be safe and everything else. Wayne, great. Thank you very much indeed, Wayne. It's my bye-bye time now. Julie, take care, Jewel. Thanks for being there and all your support. Night Warlock, thank you. Jeff, great to see you. Don't forget, Jeff's doing a gig, I think, on Monday the 25th, if I'm not mistaken. Check him out, he's great. Okay, and we got Colin, we got YouTube Aaron. Thank you very, very much indeed. Annie Young, hey Annie, got to see you. Fantastic. Cheerio, you take care. Thanks, Pat Murphy. Very, very good to see you. I know you like a little bit of... Anytime you choose, kick off your shoes, rest your weary eyes, and catch up with the news. My favorite book will be The Perfect Company, so relax. It's for you, Pat. Oh wow, Christoph, that's very, very, very kind of you. Thank you very much. Munich. Christoph, please join us next time. we'll be doing another play along. Yeah, okay. So please join me again next week. I'll see you at Friday, 7 p.m. Tell me what you want to see. Tell me what you want to hear. Daniela, I think with the super chat, you have to have some kind of account. I think Pat and the guy from Munich has just made a kind of donation via the super chat. I'm not entirely sure how it works. Lovely style, great approach. Well, thank you very much. I didn't realise there was anything wrong with Night Warlock. I hope he's okay. Oh, jeez. Okay, well, look. Hey, Lead Belly, you take care. And remember, you could always have a lesson if you feel it would help, all right? Don't be shy. And the same goes for you, Daniela. Cynthia Fabre, I'm glad you're going to be joining me. And JP O'Connell, great. Thanks ever so much, guys. I'm going to let you go now, else I'll be saying good night all night long. Thank you very much for joining me. Bonsoir.